Hi everybody, here is a recap of today's lesson on how to do our digital paint practice assignment. Attached to the assignment you're going to find a link to sketchpad and Sumo Paint. Sumo Paint we'll go over in another class period. Today we use sketchpad. Now I provided you with 3 different templates. If you wish to use those you can, or you can save an image from Google. If you're going to use my templates, all you have to do is click on it to open it up. Up here in the upper left, right-hand corner, you're going to find the 3 dots, the little snowman. You're going to click on that and open it in a new window. Once you have it opened up in a new window, then of course you can use the download bracket bar right up here, the little arrow facing down with that little bracket underneath. When you hover over it, it will say download, and you're going to save it to your device. Now, if of course you would rather go to Google and you want to find your own image to save, well, that's totally fine too. Just type in whatever you're looking for with the words coloring book page or coloring pages, and you're going to get a ton of resources that you can choose from. Click on the one you want and right click to save that image as, and then you can download it to your device. Remember, you're saving it to your device for you to work with. Now, once you have that image saved to your device, let me get rid of me there, you're going to do some things here in sketchpad. First, I want to introduce you to the tools. Here is your toolbar. Here is your layers, your undo, and your history button, which will take you back to where you started from. And then over here, which is a little bit blocked by my Screencastify little window pane, are some of the uploading and exporting tools. Let me clear this out and get rid of this, and maybe I can move this over here. There we go. So you can see what I'm talking about. Now, sketchpad has the wonderful feature of being able to save it to your Google Drive. For some reason, it is not letting me access that setting. Of course, you would click on the gears and you would allow it to access your Google Drive to save your files as you go along. Now, some of the tools here, the calligraphy brush, you click on it, it's going to open up the window. You're going to click on the arrow and it will show you some of the tools that you can use. We also have shape tools that you can choose from. Text, if you want to type some text. I'm going to skip over the emoji because I want you to go to the bucket fill first. The bucket fill, I want you to make sure you change it from vector to pixel. That's just going to make your life a little bit easier when you're working on this. All right, going back to the clip art. Yes, there is a ton of clip art stickers that you can choose from when you're doing your work, but I want you to look at the load your own image button. Once you click that, you'll be able to find your files where you have them saved, and go ahead and click open. Now, how do you color this in? Well, really simply. You're going to click on the bucket fill tool, and of course there's lots of colors, linear blends, radial blends, and of course my favorite, the patterns for you to choose from. And all you do have to do is just click and it will fill it on in. Now, do remember that if you're going to change the color, which I'm sure you will, you want to make sure you come up here to the left side, deselect your bucket fill tool, and then reselect it again in order to change your color. If you don't do that, it'll wind up changing things into a color you might not want it to. So for example, if I just click on this and click on the color, you can see right there on the horn, it changed it to that red color. And of course, that's not what I wanted. I wanted that nice blue color. All right. Now, I did show you also how to use the align tool, something we'll be using quite a lot. It's actually quite easy. You just click it and release, drag it on over, click and release, click and release, click and release, click and release, and make sure you close up your box before you continue on. Of course, there is a size for your lines, so you should adjust the size for your lines if you would like to make it thicker as you're working. And then yes, you can split things in half, and I'll show you a little neat interesting trick. Just make sure you close that line up really well, and don't forget to use the arrow to deselect. Now I can go ahead and play around with filling things in with my bucket fill tool. You know, I can fill in partial backgrounds because I've divided in half that arrow has allowed me to divide things in half and not let it get filled in. Put something on the other side there. Oh, I didn't know it had a cool skull pattern. And then, of course, you can fill it in however you choose. And there are tons of different brushes for you to use when you're using sketchpad. Lots of pens, lots of paintbrush. I was playing around with this spirograph a little bit earlier. That's pretty fun to play around with. It does give you a cool and interesting effect to play around with. Now remember, if you do something that you don't like, no worries. You can just click the arrow, click on it, and delete it away, and it will put you right back where you started from. And also don't forget, you do have your undo button. So if there's things that you did that you don't really like, well, then you can undo and redo, and it will take away or put things in. Sketchpad is a great way for those of you who do not have a lot of art tools or a lot of things at home to color with. You can create some really cool and interesting art without having a whole lot of talent or having a lot of materials. Now, do remember, when you're ready to show this to me in Google Classroom, you want to come down here to the bottom left, click the export button, and save it as a JPEG. So it's going to save it as a JPEG to your device. And then, of course, when you get to Google Classroom, you will hit the plus button and attach the file to your device. If it does not allow you to attach your file to your device, maybe you can't find it, either check Google Drive, make sure it didn't go into your Google Drive, or you can also take a screenshot of your work. Just check Google, see how to take a screenshot with your device, and of course you can attach that screenshot to the assignment either as a screenshot, or you can put it on a Google Doc or Google Slide and submit it that way. All right, so today's lesson was just the quick basic run through of how to use Sketchpad. Particularly useful for those of you who need to go back and revisit anything I've done. You might need to rewind, rewatch, or replay, or maybe you just were absent for class today and you need to see what we did for class today. I hope this helps. Have a great, wonderful rest of your day. Adios, auf Wiedersehen, sayonara, arrivederci, ciao, maslama, jamatane, slan agad, avjo, nakvandis, and peace.